I don't do no. I refuse to take no for an answer.
Swap your no's for not yets.
For any entrepreneur out there, like, you can't take no for an answer. You know, we had really smart, credible people telling us no.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Marisa Peer. Also, if you want to learn from other successful women entrepreneurs, check out my 254 Girl Boss series. It's free. The link is in the description below.
You might want to get honest with yourself. Like, instead of doing this really, I want to be a millionaire, I want to do this. Do you really? Because you can make it happen. You actually can. Look at all the idiots that are making money. You can make money.
When I was bartending, I was fully bartending. Like, I wasn't talking to myself about, oh my God, I should be dancing right now, or I should be working on my coaching practice.
I don't do no. I refuse to take no for an answer. So if I'm told no, you know, when I was told you can't have a baby or you'll never be able to do that, I don't let that in, which I find very useful. I do let in criticism, but only if it's useful. And so I'd say that's probably my best attitude. I just won't take no for an answer. And I was studying once celebrities, because I work with a lot of them. And I mean, I don't put myself in that category, but what I found out was that celebrities don't take no for an answer. They're very interesting. They simply refuse to do no. And if you say to them, okay, we're having a party, everyone's coming wearing white, they'll turn up in green. Because they want to be a little bit different, but they don't see it as a handicap, they see it as an asset. And it's a great thing to not take no for an answer.
Swap your no's for not yets. No is so final. No means it's over. There's no path back, right? It's a no, it's final, it's over. Finish line, we're done, right? Not yet means there's still hope. There's still a path. And I think for any entrepreneur, part of what we're doing is so visionary, it's so different, it's so new. There's gonna be a lot of people who don't agree with what you're doing because you're challenging the status quo, because you're trying to do something that hasn't been done before. And there's a lot of people who like the way that it's happening right now. And so most people make decisions from their brain, just the logical, practical side of their brain. Where entrepreneurs, what we do best is we make decisions from our heart. And so the brain can only imagine a world that currently exists, right? It's logical, it's practical, it's what currently exists, where your heart can create something brand new that hasn't existed yet before, yet. And so you got to turn the nose. When somebody says no, it's not going to happen. You're never going to make it. You're not good enough. You don't have the resources. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have the connections. You don't come from the right family. You're not born in the right country, right? Whatever that no is, just turn it into not yet. Just wait. Just watch me. I'm coming. So right now I'm going through the process of getting my next book published. And publishing a book is not an easy thing. Even if you had a lot of success in the past, most publishers will say no. And in my first book deal, we reached out to, I want to say 30 companies, 30 different publishing companies, and we got 4 people to say yes to it, right? And those four companies then bid against each other, ended up going with Penguin Random House, and Your One Word was born. Now I'm going through the next process, and we've approached 2 different publishers already, and they both said no. They both said no. I was like, this book is amazing. I love this book. It's my heart and soul. It's everything. And how much have I grown in the past 3 or 4 years since my last book came out? A lot, right? Almost 2 million subscribers on YouTube, 250 million views, all these channels, growing on Instagram, doing a tour. Like, I've grown so much over the past couple of years since my first book, and still it's a no. It's a no from 2 different publishers that I approached. And it hurts, right? It hurts. It's like, come on, how could you say no? This is such a great idea, and I know that it will work because I've seen the content help people. It's not a no, it's just a not yet. And it may not be with that publisher, it may be with another publisher, but you can't give up, you can't quit, right? If I quit every time I got a no on a book deal, on a YouTube video, on a proposal, right? If you quit the first time out, you're never gonna make it. And so yes, the first 2 companies I approached for my publishing deal, they said no. It's okay, I don't hold it against them. I'm not out to prove them wrong. I'm not out to show you that you made a mistake on not betting on me this time around. It's just a not yet. I'm going to find my company and I'm going to crush it. And I think that's the mindset that you need to adopt as an entrepreneur. So I'm going to give you a 3-step process on how to ingrain this and use it every day in your business. Step number 1 is watch your thoughts and language. Your thoughts and your language is so important. It's what you tell yourself on a daily basis, what's going on in here and what's coming out of here, right? It's so important. That's who you are. And so you need to pay mindful attention to the things that you're thinking about and the words that you're saying. And so just as an example, you want to swap your no's for not yets. Whenever you're talking about a deal that hasn't come through, it's not a no, it's just a not yet. Just making that subtle shift. Anytime you catch yourself saying, no, it's not possible, nobody's gonna buy from me, it's never gonna happen. Any of those common threads, that negative self-talk, those negative limiting personal beliefs, whenever you catch yourself saying it, then you swap it for not yet. And as a bonus tip, have somebody hold you accountable. Have somebody in your life that you love, that you respect, that is around you, that you can say, hey, listen, anytime you catch me saying any of these negative things, you hear me saying, no, it's not possible, it's never gonna happen, remind me. I want you to remind me. Swap it out for not yet. Step number 2 is remember your why. The thing that gets you through the difficult paths in your business is your why. Why are you doing this? If you're doing it only to make money, you're gonna quit. It's why following your passion is the number 1 rule for success across everybody who's had success, not just entrepreneurs, but musicians and actors and anybody who's reached the top. They follow their passion. They love doing the thing. You have to, because you're gonna quit. If it's just making money, you will quit as soon as it gets hard. And so the thing that keeps you going when everybody else quits is your why. Why do you do what you do? So if I look at my book as an example, why is it so important? Well, I want to do my tour. I want to start 2020 with a tour of East Coast plus Texas plus Northern Mexico. I want to do my tour and I want to do it around the book. This is the driving force, right? That on top of, I know the book will help. Like so many people ask me the same questions over and over and over and over again, and I'm writing the answers in my book. People need it. It's going to help. It's going to be of massive value. And so I need to keep that in the back of my head, right? This is my thought process. Every time there's a no, every time somebody says they don't like it, they don't like the content, they don't like the material, we pass, it's not good enough. Remind yourself of the why you need to keep going. And then if you don't, you're going to regret it. And step number 3 is take more action. Just because one person said no, it doesn't mean there's not a yes out there for you. It's just taking more action. If I only took my book to 2 publishers, I'd be sitting here with no deal. I could throw in a towel and say, quit it, forget it, I'm gonna move on to something else. No, I'm getting my deal. I'm gonna make it happen. And even if every single publisher out there says no, I'll self-publish it and we'll go out on tour. Right? This has to happen, but it's not gonna happen by thinking about it only, and it's not gonna happen for sure by being negative and being down and being depressed about it. It's gonna happen through massive action. I'm gonna take massive action. So today we just submitted my new proposal to go to my literary agent, who's then gonna pitch it out to publishers. And we're gonna see what happens. And hopefully somebody says yes. And if not, what do? More massive action, right? The world doesn't belong to the people who are depressed and sad and come up with excuses. The world belongs to the people who go out, believe in what they're doing, and take massive action against it. Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, what is a no that you got recently that you are going to turn into a not yet? Let me know in the comments below.
Well, we actually had 20 introductions to investors throughout Silicon Valley. 10 of those people replied to our email. 5 of them met us for coffee. 0 invested in Airbnb. And talk about a tough time. You've got some of the smartest people in the world. You know, they've picked some of the most well-known companies that we all love and use today, from Googles and PayPals and YouTubes. And here they are telling us that our idea is crazy, that it's not gonna scale, that people aren't gonna stay in people's homes around the world. Kind of the world thought we were crazy. For any entrepreneur out there, like, you can't take no for an answer. You know, we had really smart, credible people telling us no. And had we listened to them, there might not be Airbnb today.
Never give up on your dream, and never, ever take no for an answer, as I've never taken no for an answer. A lot of that had to do with me being gay, because, you know, I've been, everybody just like, I think when you think of me being, someone had said that I was a force of nature, and how do you get movies made, and how do you just, they're impossibilities. And that was because I was told that, you know, I was nothing and that I would be nothing. So I have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So I think that taking no for an answer is absolutely not acceptable. Ever. From, you know, and that, so I think that is just, it's something that lives in me.
There's something about an entrepreneur that is somewhat sort of anti-establishment, somewhat disrespectful of the previous generation. And although that can grate people the wrong way a little bit, that's a really important element, actually. You need to be passionate about what you want to work on, and don't take no for an answer when people out there are giving you advice and saying, no, this will never work. I mean, you look at eBay. The idea that in 1995, that you could create something over the internet, which is this brand new thing that nobody, was really using at the time except for scientists and academics. And it would be a place where strangers could actually do business with one another, could actually exchange merchandise for money without ever meeting, And the notion that people could actually buy and sell cars over the internet. I mean, that's crazy, right? Yeah, it's totally crazy. So, in fact, lots and lots of people told me that was crazy. And I didn't, I have to say, I didn't have this vision, it's going to take over the world, it's going to be this fantastic thing overnight. I didn't have that kind of delusion either. But I did say, you know what, there's something worth trying here. It's not crazy.
If you want to learn how to assume good intent like Mel Robbins, go check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Today, for the next 24 hours, I want you to assume that everybody else around you has the best intentions.